Okay, so guys, I went to do my driving test. Like you can see, that's my driver leaving. Why I went to do the test is I have to go for another training because they saw my child in front of my car. So they said I have to go for training because the 6 months, 3 years given to me is coming to an end, so that I'll get back my license. So they said I have to go for another training. That is what it is here, anyways. But then I really want to talk about this VDM and then the GTB bank. You see, Nigeria is becoming a country of tyranny. Tinubu.
Hello, my wonderful people. Welcome to Global Ultimate TV, where we bring you the latest happening around the globe. Yes, we told you guys that this 2025 we are in is going to be very hot. For those who say they will not be, they must agree by force. Yes, please, my people, come and watch this video. As I watch about to watch video, please do well and watch the video to the very end of it. Yes, as you are watching, spread this video, share it for all over the world. Share this video so that other people will see it. Yes, as you are watching, don't forget to touch your hand for subscribe button, like and spread this message around the globe. Don't forget to touch your hand for notification bell so that whenever we upload a new video, you'll be the first person to be notified. Yes, let's go in there and watch it unfold. Don't go anywhere. Let's watch it.
Is becoming a tyrant. Now, because Tinubu came through the back door, there is nobody to checkmate him. If you talk, I go talk. If you talk, I go make your case worse. That is what is happening. Despite the fact that I don't like VDM, does not mean that injustice for one is not injustice for all. So, which is injustice for one is injustice for all. So, I would love to discuss and talk about VDM today. Regardless, it is not within my ethics to discuss about him. But you can see what is going on in Nigeria today. Somebody complained that the mother salary has been taken off from her account, and then the next thing they did was to go and report to the bank. And VDM actually gave himself out by saying, I am coming to the bank the next day with my mother to actually investigate what has been happening. And so when VDM got to the bank, according to the story, then the GTB bank called police to come and arrest him. And when those police came to arrest him, they now said it's EFCC. So to make it look as if it was the EFCC that came to pick VDM up. You see, what is happening in Nigeria currently is something that the international body had to look into. The ICC had to come in. The US, the UN, European Union had to come in to check whatever is going on in Nigeria, because this is the time that we needed them the most. Now, it is not when a country leader is trying to liberate their country from this kind of tyranny, then you people will step in, like Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso is doing today, trying to liberate their citizens or the citizens or our citizen from the shackles of the colonial masters, and you people are going after him because nobody went after Tinubu, after Buhari, after his 8 years, unaliving Igbos left and right, causing chaos, Lekki Toll Gate and all the whole massacre in Nigeria. That is why Tinubu came in and started from where Buhari stopped. Now look at the nonsense that is going on in Nigeria. Arresting somebody that you never, whisking him away like a criminal, like a kidnapper. This is what has been going on in Nigeria. Somebody, number one, you never asked for his arrest. He was never a suspect. You never invited him to any police station. He didn't appear. VDM that we know never runs away from any case. And all you did was to descend on him with your criminal police gangs and the rest of them, and arrested and took him away. Now you quickly filed charges, and by Monday I know that charges are going to be filed against this young man. But what I want to tell people that is using this bank, Innocent said his own the other day, they were doing abracadabra. How many years was that? Nothing happened. Innocent, I think 2021, Innocent's own came up and nothing happened. They did they brought in some people to, do the forensic analysis and accounting, and it's in just almost 700 billion. I can't remember the amount. So GTB has known for this fraud. Now, somebody asked for his fundamental rights in Nigeria. You took him away, whisked him away, and hoping to punish him because he's always talking and defending people that are less privileged, that the Nigerian government cannot protect, defend, and give hope of tomorrow. You whisk VDM away for what? Now, that is why I always tell you that the only solution to Nigerian problem is dissolving that country. Now that Biafran has broken away, are the Igbos not going to come together and donate today to make sure that Biafra lives tomorrow? We don't need to continue to beg you. We know what freedom is all about. Any country that must thrive on this planet Earth must be free. Freedom is not gotten. You fight for it. You are not living a life in Nigeria. I can tell you for free. Nigeria is not a country. And this will continue to happen so that they can continue to keep people together, because VDM knows a lot. Despite the fact that I don't like VDM, of course I don't really like him, but I must not like him before I can say these things that I'm saying. He has done nothing wrong. He fight for in fact, VDM is more universally recognized than president. That's your drug lord, the drug lord of Nigeria. Your president, Tinubu, is more recognized. So arresting him, taking away his fundamental human rights, is something that is called for questioning. And because nobody has been checkmating these people, nobody has been calling them into account and accountability after they leave office, that is why all this crime is happening everywhere in the world, everywhere in Nigeria today. So Tinubu can do anything he wants to do with anybody, take away your rights, take away everything from you, and want you to remain dumb in that same country. When you see evil, you cannot talk. Now, this is where we want the ICC to come in. Ibrahim Traore is not your problem. Tinubu is your problem. And that is why we are asking you to step in and make sure that this evil stops in Nigeria. This evil stops. Because the way this thing is going about, they're going about kidnapping people, unaliving people, taking people's right away from them. It will continue if the people don't step in. So leave Burkina Faso alone. Nigerians need your help. Nigeria needs Tinubu to be arrested. Nigeria needs you to go there and arrest and detain Tinubu and ask a couple of questions. There is no human rights in Nigeria. There is only human rights abuses in Nigeria. And that is why I'm making this video. I'm not happy this morning, but I can't keep quiet. It is not only when it concerns what concerns Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will come out to talk about it, despite the fact that they are detaining and illegally, trying to prosecute Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That can never stand. And I repeat, it can never stand in any way. So the world needs to rise up and talk about the evil that is happening in Nigeria today. You can't just keep quiet, because this keeping quiet is giving them more power to continue with their evil. So ICC, European Union, stand up and fight for Nigeria so that we know that you are for justice, not for injustice. Nigeria is becoming a tyrannic nation. So thank you. And the only thing we have to continue to preach is Biafra. Biafra has been really clear. So we need your money to make sure that this thing, we propel it to the next level of our success. Thank you, and may God bless you all.
To the Nigerian Exchange Group and London Stock Exchange, wherein the whooping sum of 1.004 trillion naira was declared as profit before tax. This caused the group to be reported all over the media as the first, quote, Nigerian financial institution to cross the 1 trillion naira mark in profit. It is our finding that these figures, as contained in the audited statements, are mere conjectures hurriedly put together by Segun Julius Agbaje and his team to deceive the Securities and Exchange Commission, the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, the Central Bank of Nigeria, and even the customers and investors into believing that it all is well with GTB, even when it is not. ladies and gentlemen, there is no gainsaying the fact that Guaranty Trust Bank Limited has become notorious over the years for engaging in deceptive accounting practices to artificially inflate profit figures. For example, no substantial pieces of evidence was presented by Segun Agbaje to support the assertion that GTCO PLC made over 1 trillion naira in profit as at 30th June 2024. Even at that, it is very possible that the figures were generated through the process called round tripping. This is a process where funds are moved in and out of the bank through different accounts or entities to create an illusion that there are legitimate transactions going on in the bank. The combination of this process and other unethical issues, business practices, within the bank points towards the direction of systemic corruption, fraud, and money laundering, which we have asked the media, anti-corruption agencies, and the government to further investigate. It is feared that such ugly situation, if not properly checked, could have the tendency of not only undermining customers, investors' confidence in the bank, but pose significant risks to the stability of Nigerian financial sector. Surprisingly, Segun Julius Agbaje did not tell Nigerians that the corporate image of GTB Limited has been terribly battered and shattered in many foreign countries where it is in operation. He lied by stating in the recent audited statements that GTCO PLC ensures compliance with disclosure requirements under the Disclosure and Transparency Rules of the UK Financial Conduct Authority, FCA. The truth is that Guaranty Trust Bank UK Limited was sanctioned by the same FCA to pay a financial penalty of £525,000 for breaches of Principle 3, Management and Control, of the authority's Principles for Businesses between 19th May 2008 till 19th July 2010. In another development, the FCA imposed on Guaranty Trust Bank UK Limited a financial penalty of over £10 million, pursuant to Section 206 of the Financial Services and Markets Act 2000. As usual, the bank agreed to resolve this matter at the earliest stage, and they got a 30% deduction from their fines. This brought the total money paid as penalty by GTB in UK to the sum of about £7,671,800. The FCA, in justifying this financial penalty, which was paid with customers and investors' funds, mainly from Nigeria, it was paid before 24th of January 2023. The FCA stated that Guaranty Trust Bank Limited again failed to put in place policies and procedures to prevent and detect money laundering. FCA considered this repeated misconduct to be a direct result of the inability of senior management staff within the bank over a prolonged period of time to formulate and implement an effective plan capable of addressing the weaknesses identified in their anti-money laundering law and other financial systems. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, our investigation took us to the Bank of Ghana, where we discovered that the foreign exchange trading license of Guaranty Trust Bank Ghana Limited was suspended for a period of 1 month with effect from 18th March 2024. The press release dated 4th March 2024 indicates that the said license was suspended as a result of various breaches of the foreign exchange market regulations, including fraudulent documentation in foreign exchange operations. By that press release, the Bank of Ghana cautioned GTB to put in place effective controls to ensure strict adherence to the extant regulations and guidelines of the country. At this point, we begin to wonder the number of infractions that GTBank would have committed within the mother country, Nigeria, without any action or penalty from both the government and anti-graft agencies. We make bold to say that it is not too late for these regulatory bodies and government agencies to act, and the time to act is now. Recommendations. Having spelled out the various infractions and unwholesome activities allegedly committed by Guarantee Trust Bank Limited, a subsidiary of Guarantee Trust Holding Company PLC, under the leadership of Julius Segun Agbaje, both in Nigeria and abroad, we hereby recommend as follows. 1. That the Governor Central Bank of Nigeria should forthwith dissolve the board and management of Guarantee Trust Bank Limited. This will pave way for thorough scrutiny of accounting books of the bank with a view to ascertaining its level of compliance with relevant banking laws, regulations, and guidelines. 2. That the Governor Central Bank of Nigeria should immediately suspend Segun Julius Agbaje as Group CEO of Guarantee Trust Holding Company PLC and retrieve from him all files or documents relating to Guarantee Trust Bank Limited to avoid interference with further inquiry into the issues raised in our private investigation report. 3. That if found wanting in any area of corporate governance, the Central Bank of Nigeria, acting jointly with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the ICPC, the NFIU, the DSS, should decisively deal with Segun Julius Agbaje and prosecute him, just like Mrs. Cecilia Ibru, who practically milked the defunct Oshoni Bank PLC dry, even before the banking consolidation era under Obasanjo's regime and Goodluck Jonathan's regime. Number 4, that the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation, Securities and Exchange Commission, Nigerian Stock Exchange, as well as Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria should urgently step into the affairs of Guarantee Trust Bank Limited with a view to safeguarding customers and investors' funds and portfolios before the bank fails completely. 5, that the Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance, and Other Financial Institutions, working with the House Committee on Banking and the House Committee on Banking Regulations, should jointly or individually on their own convene a public hearing whereat Segun Julius Agbaje will be summoned to appear and defend the weighty allegations contained in our private investigation report. 6, that the UK National Crimes Agency, the Crown Prosecution Service, the Financial Conduct Authority, the Financial Ombudsman Service, the British Prime Minister, the Governor of Bank of England, the US Department of Justice, the US Securities and Exchange Commission, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the US Federal Reserve Board, the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, and Governor of Governor of Bank of Ghana, should shut down all operations of Guarantee Trust Bank in their territories. By so doing, GTB will be prevented from turning the United Kingdom, the United States of America, and Ghana into a safe haven for money laundering, terrorism financing, and other sundry economic crimes. 7, that in addition to the above, the UK National Crimes Agency, the Crown Prosecution Service, the US Department of Justice, and Federal Bureau of Investigation are requested to commence prosecution of Segun Julius Agbaje in line with the appropriate laws for all the infractions he has used GTB to commit within the territories of both the United Kingdom and that of the USA. Finally, number 8, that all the properties acquired by Segun Julius Agbaje using proceeds of crime in Nigeria, United Kingdom, USA, and other parts of the world be confiscated and forfeited permanently to the federal government of Nigeria when he is found guilty. Ladies and gentlemen, we wish to let you know that the struggle to sanitize the banking sector of the Nigerian economy has begun, and we at GICN shall remain at the forefront to ensure that our people who are customers and investors are liberated from hardship, losses, and pains. Copies of our PIR, we have made them available here, and they will be distributed to the media. The reason for that is for you to carry on more inquiry. We are not lying. We are not talking out of point. We have documents to back whatever we have said in this press conference. So I want to thank you so much for coming today. And as we go on with this journey by next week, we will invite you again to join us. Thank you, and God bless you.